this old music maker of mine.
Hello, this is old Mr. Kent of MrKent.com, and we're out in the little shack that my son made for us for the attachment to the garage. And it's a little workshop, and so you're looking at my wife over there doing her quilting and sewing and stuff like that. And then she's got a quilting wall project she's working on. And then we come around to the corner over here. This little tiny dinky corner is my area. Of course, also, I didn't point out that we have a little living area that my son made this room for. So we've got a couple of couches and stuff. So anyway, there's not the perfect lighting out here, but I've got a reading light that we use. And I'm going to show you in step by step, and this is the first step, show you how I'm going to replace the frets in my 4-string guitar, which I've had for over 30 years. And the reason I'm replacing them is because if you look close here, see, I get the right angle, maybe. I think probably that would be a good angle. If you look close, I can run my fingers across there, and the frets are worn out from pushing down on the steel strings and strumming. And so this one doesn't show up too much here, but anyway, that's all the way up here. I'm not going to replace all the frets, but the first 5 I think I'm going to replace. And in order to do that, I had to order some fret stock, and I can't really focus in on it too well here, but that's a fret stop, and then you cut it to length, and I've got some pliers coming because I've lost the ones I had when I did my banjo. By the way, my banjo is very old. I got it when I was in college, and it fell off a stage once and broke the neck off, and then I repaired that. And then I had to replace the frets in it. And as the years have gone by, it's been banged around enough that it won't play good music anymore because the neck isn't really attached to the body too well. So that's where we are, and I'll be removing. I've got pliers ordered to remove these frets, and then I will hammer in the new ones. And of course, they have to be the perfect length. Then this over here, this is called the nut, which is appropriate for who's making the video, and that's where the strings come across. And by the way, while I'm talking about strings, this string goes right there, and you can probably see that it's just strung across there. But one of the things that I noticed that I didn't realize until I started this project was if I take my finger and run it along the string, I feel little bump places where it has got the string is permanently bent where I have been pushing it down on top of these frets. And the reason I'm doing all this is because I kept hearing like a scratchy sound, metal rubbing against metal and stuff, and I couldn't get it to stop no matter what I did. So I said, okay, worn out frets, and so that's the first thing I'm going to do. And then from now on, about every year or so, a guy should probably replace the strings because they get bent. And when they get bent, then you're not going to get as good sound out of them. And you may also get that zingy sound of metal touching metal. Anyway, so this wasn't a very expensive guitar when I bought it. And I've always enjoyed playing it. Like I tell everybody, I've only got 5 fingers. And a 6-string guitar never did work too well to satisfy me, so I just stuck with the 4-string. And I've got my ukulele and my 4-string guitar now. That's about all I've got left. So anyway, we're going to get started on this, and so stay tuned for the next section, which is coming right up. Hello. Well, here I am again. This is about a week later, and I have learned a lot in that week. for one thing, I better get this off of here for now so I can show you some things here. I'll just use my little pointers. In the previous section of the video, I was planning on pulling all these, the first 5 or 6 frets out because they were notched, you know, as I remember. It's been a week. Anyway, they were notched, and so it was not a good idea to, well, you know, what happens is when you push the string down here, because there's a notch, it doesn't get the string all the way down, and then, or it lets it go too far, and then it bangs against this. And let me go back in history. We moved to Arizona in 2016 from Spokane, Washington, which is a much cooler and damper climate. So we moved here, and I brought this guitar. I've had it for about 30 years, and my banjo. And I was playing my banjo most of the time, and it, well, as I said, it finally just bit the dust. But anyway, so in 2018, I bought a ukulele, and you know, with my old memory, I know why I bought the ukulele. Is because my banjo was not working, and I tried to play this instrument, and I got the zingy sound because the wires were hitting against the frets. And so I said, okay, I'll just get a ukulele, and I've played my ukulele on the channel for you. And it, you know, it's nice, but it doesn't sound like a guitar. And so I decided, okay, I'm going to fix my old guitar. And I can see that what I did was I filed these off, got them down to where there was no groove, and I need to get a little bit more on this side now that I'm looking at it from this angle. But anyway, I just used a file. I used the nail file thing that my wife uses, and just got these all, and I left a little few marks on my fingerboard that I shouldn't have. But in the process, I noticed that this nut, which fits right here. Now I got shaky hands because I'm making a video. It fits there, and now I've modified it so it's way too low, but it was too low. That's what was causing the strings to hit the top of the frets, is because this was already too low. And so I thought, well, that's strange. How did it, you know, and I thought, and it was cracked a little bit on the front, but that wasn't the problem. It was glued down tight, and it wasn't about to move. And I thought, well, how'd that get too low? What's going on here? And, you know, it's been a week, and I've had plenty of time to think, and it's a good thing I didn't pull these out because I didn't need to. And I've had plenty of time to think, and I decided, okay, I know probably what's going on. Generally, now this is a cheap guitar. I gotta tell you, it's very cheap, okay? So a real expensive guitar, especially a 6-string or a 12-string, they run a steel rod down the middle of the neck, and that way, with all the tension on the neck by all the strings, then it tends to bow the neck up. And so when it bows it up, well, then all the strings get further away from the frets, and it's hard to play. So, but that's not the problem here. Problem here is when I moved from a damp climate, where this had lived all of its life, to Arizona, which has a dry climate, without even thinking about it, it's unbelievable. But what has happened is this neck has bowed the opposite direction. It's warped. It's dried out, and it's warped. And that's brought this, and that in relationship to the other end of the guitar, this has been brought down. And so in the process of coming down, that's brought the strings all in closer contact with the fingerboard. And so that's why they were buzzing against the frets. Now, I was able to I had some old banjo strings, and that's what these are. And I was able to actually play a little bit of a tune after I filed these off, but it still didn't work. And I decided, okay, I'm going to have to make this sit higher up. And years ago, when I was over visiting my brother, he gave me this set, a big bundle of these giant zip ties. This is the last one I have, and it's all dried up, and you can't use it now. But anyway, I found it in my shop because I was looking for something that was thick enough. see if I can get you to see how thin and how thick it is. Something that was thick enough to go beneath the nut and raise it up just enough. See, I'm shaking my old shaky hands. Raise it up just enough to keep the strings off of the frets. And so what I'm going to do today is I'm going to glue this down and make sure that it's high enough to do the job, to keep the strings off of the frets. And so that's my project today, is to get that glued down. And I'm looking at it, and it looks like it's going to be okay. Ooh, that's up a little. Okay, that's not level. Well, all right. I have to work on that before I finish the video, I think, because I got a little problem here. That's not sitting square. So we're going to pause the video, and I'll get this figured out, and then we'll continue. So stay tuned. Okay, I'm back. All I did was glue a little piece of cardboard, very small, very thin piece of cardboard there on the end to be a support, and then the piece of giant zip tie will go on top of that, and we'll make sure we get enough glue. I'm using Gorilla Glue, clear Gorilla Glue. The next step would be to put this piece on, and then get it centered where it belongs. And then we'll put the nut on top of that. And I'm going to try not to glue anything to the fingerboard, because if I ever have to remove it, I don't want to have to cut into the fingerboard. So here we go. So what we're going to do is we're going to paint some Gorilla Glue on there, and then we're going to stick this on there. So I'm going to give it a try here. And I have done this before. Why I'm putting it online, I don't know, but I'm going to try it out here, and we'll see if it works. And see my shaky hands? That's how I live nowadays. And I'm kind of sloppy with it, but it's going to go on there. Okay, we've got that. And so then we'll lay this over here, put that over there, and we'll take our piece of, got to get it on the cardboard. Better put some more on there. Okay. Get it all the way out to the end here. All right. Now, we'll put this back on there and push it down good and tight. And I don't want to use my sticky fingers, so I'm going to use my knife to put it down tight. Okay, next, we'll use a new brush, and we'll put some glue on top of the spacer, and put a lot of glue up here on the spacer. Getting it on my fingers, that's all right. I can lick them off later. Okay, so time for the nut to go on. And this is going to be sloppy, but you know, someday my grandkids are going to say, I think Grandpa must have worked on this. Now I'm going to check, make sure that's got even height across there, which it does. And we'll make sure that's in the center of the fingerboard, which it has to be, in order to do what it's supposed to do. And then I've taken these strings and put them on, and that should hold it in place while it dries. And it's not a very neat job, but it didn't cost me a lot of money. Tomorrow I should be able to string it and start playing, and that'll be part 3 of this video. So stay tuned, and well, the next section will be recorded probably in a day or two. So thank you. All right, this is whatever day it is. This is 24 hours after I put the nut on the end of the neck, and it's not totally dry yet. I can feel things are a little bit spongy, but I know that the glue is dry, but I think it's soaked into this plastic piece which I put underneath of the nut, and we'll see what happens. But anyway, it should work, and all I want to do is test to make sure that I've got all these frets at the same level, or at the level they should be, and if I get any zinging sounds when I put new strings on it. So what we're going to do is we're going to put the strings on one at a time and check for zingy sounds when I strum it. So that's the plan, okay? And well, that's the one I want. By the way, I make a lot of mistakes if this is your first time watching my videos. And so this is the string. This is the string that, whether you can see it or not, that we're going to put on first, and it goes right along here, and it's the E string, the third octave up. And so we're just going to do this. And by the way, I'll fast forward some of this stuff so that you don't have to get all bored about it. And so we'll put this in here, like so. Push that down hard, pull that hard. Okay, now we're going to tune it to the right frequency. We'll go to our little tuner here, somewhere in here, which is right there. And so we're going to see what note we got here. And so it's way, we still got to go a little bit. Right off the bat, I can tell I got a problem here. Okay. Oh, it's that guy right there. Get him tight. I think. We'll hold him tight. There we go. I keep that guy from vibrating. Okay, so this knob down here is what was vibrating. Right there, that guy is loose. And something just slipped. It might have been up here at this end. So we gotta go back to tuning again. Maybe you can see the tuner. Can you see the tuner there? No, you can't. I'll move back a little bit. Bring this back here. Now you can kind of see it. Good note. Not bad for a cheap guitar. Alright, so we got that string on. Now then we're going to go ahead and go to the next one, which is, let's see what we got here. E. Okay, so I think this is the next one. Put that guy over here. Oh, by the way, there's some things some of my viewers and subscribers have sent me, and I keep all that stuff. Okay, so I'm gonna go here. Okay, we got that one on. It'll probably snap out. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and we're going to bring this up to where it's B. That's pretty close. Right there. I don't hear any buzzing sounds. I'm a happy camper when that happens. Let's see what we got here. Okay. And 3. So this is the next one. All right. So far we're having good success. Praise the Lord. Now then we should be able. Okay, so this is supposed to be G, I think. Okay, that one's good. So we got one more to go. And that's this one here. Okay, so we got this one to go. And there's the hole going through. Well, let's see if it tunes up like it's supposed to here. All right. That's pretty close. That could go up just a little bit. That's pretty good. Let's see how it sounds. Okay, it's out of tune, but okay. All right, we're gonna go. I'm gonna sing a little song here, just for fun. Ready? I gave my love a cherry that had no stone. I gave my love a chicken that had no bone. I gave my love a baby with no crying. And I told my love a story that never ends. How can there be a cherry that has no stone? How can there be a chicken that has no bone? How can there be a baby with no crying? How can there be a story that has no end? Well, a cherry whence a blossom, it has no stone. And a chicken whence a pippin, it has no bone. A baby when it's sleeping makes no crying, and the story of my love, it has no end. All right, I think we got my guitar put back together, and I want to thank you for watching my video, and God bless.